What is the set the stage for Jersey Mike's Arena? What it feels like when you guys walk into that arena last weekend when you're taking on Minnesota? The sights, the sounds, the energy.
Yeah, you could tell. Like we practice up in our facility, which is right next door. We get a security guard to bring us down 10 minutes before 6:50 usually. We walk into the back locker room and then we first take the mat at maybe 6:56, and you could tell there's this certain buzz. Whether they think it's the same old situation, we're not going to beat Minnesota. Whether it's because Minnesota beat Iowa, there just happens to be a little bit more fan prowess there, if that makes sense. There's more people in the seats earlier than if it
Awesome.
was just a regular duel. So you could tell there was a little pop to it. And knowing like we're probably up against it, we're going to need a bunch of upsets to pull this off. But the people are in their seats quicker than they normally are. Heck, even my wife made it before the national anthem. That doesn't happen. So I knew right away that there was a certain buzz about it. But we were going to need to get off to a great start. Whether we were going to win at 25 or not, we better win at 33. We're going to need an upset. Got to win at 49 because we did it last year. So that's one we kind of needed. And then we needed an upset somewhere. And obviously we got it at 25 and got it at 49 and got it at 57. So then you could start feeling the buzz. Oh, heck, this happened. Aiden Smith beating Volk. He beat a world champ. Why can't you do it? Why can't this happen? And you start thinking, you start hearing it. The crowd starts getting into it, but that's the buzz of the crowd early in the duel.
Yeah. All right, and maybe even take a step back, backwards from there, either after weigh-ins or earlier that day or the day before. Right? What kind of message do you send to your team, and how? I don't know.
You
Like,
know, it's
do they
I get
change
where
tone
you're
of the
going with
goal?
it. Yeah, I kind of switched it up. I told him I'm not talking to you. Let's go out and party on these guys, is what I said. And I told Sasso, I'm not talking to these guys. They don't need to hear me. They don't need a pep talk. Let's go wrestle. And that's kind of what I said. Let's go party on these guys. Go have fun doing it. 7 of your best 7 minutes you can give. That's all you can ask for. And we're ready. And that's just where we're at in the season. You got an incredible opportunity. Each and every one of you. I think we only had one guy, Dylan Shawver, and maybe Remy on paper that were favorite to win. So just let's go have fun with it. It wasn't your normal pep talk, get back to the center, hustle, get your hands on him, go forward. I said really nothing to him. It was just in jest. And I told Sasso that's kind of what I'm going to do. And he's like, yeah, let's just go wrestle. And we just went and wrestled. It was just, we didn't talk about it. We didn't build it up. We knew we had an opportunity. Usually our talks are Tuesday morning before the practice. Here's the scene. And that's kind of how we went about it. And then nothing more until the match started.
How did you decide to change up their pre-match speech, or just say go party on them? Not
Yeah, you get a vibe. You get the vibe, like they're tired of probably hearing the same old message, right? So I kind of feel like I get that vibe from our guys. I have a really good pulse on it, I think, so to speak. And some guys need something different, and some guys are, maybe they're not locked into it, and some other guys they just stare at you, and it's a good thing. So I've done it before. I don't like to talk to my team after duels. That makes sense because of emotions, whether we win or lose.
sure.
So it's just always been my kind of philosophy. And there's sometimes I give a pep talk, and I remember for years I would always let Donnie have his say too because he'd always like to talk to him. So I think starting last year when Donnie left, I just got into this rhythm of we've already said enough. Let's just go wrestle. And I started talking to him a little bit this year, and then for whatever reason, Friday just totally got away from it. And that's kind of what I said. Let's go party on these guys and just have fun with it. And I don't mean, you know what I mean when I say party. Let's just
Yeah.
go have fun.
Yeah,
So
yeah, for sure.
that's just kind of my thing, and that's how it worked out.
Could this affect or make you adjust how you go moving forward? Like, they don't need to hear anything. Just like,
Well, I think our staff does a really good job during the week of match management, scouting tendencies, all that good stuff. So I don't know. I don't know how much a pep talk really works. Are you wrestling's
yeah,
kind of a unique sport? Do you really want to fire someone up? You want to get them into the moment, of course, but I think the best guys in the world, the best guys in the country, are relaxed and already have a plan, and that's kind of why I've gotten away from it, to be honest with you. And again, I don't know why I did it. I just, even when I do speak to them before, it's little things, take center mat, go forward, pressure, your 7 minutes, stuff like that. I just didn't think they needed to continue to hear it. And I don't know. We'll see what happens Friday night. I'm sure I'll get a moment with them, but I like where we're at. Let's just continue to wrestle. think our message has been getting better every day. I know that's really, really boring to hear,
Yeah,
but that's the truth. We just got to keep getting better. We got to prep for this Big Ten championship coming up in 3 weeks, and then ultimately the national tournament. So that's kind of our focus.
sure. Um, Trying to ask you to be realistic or honest, like, or do you go into duels thinking have a confidence level, right? Let's be real. If you guys go to wrestle Penn State, you probably don't think you're going to eke out a win, right? Nobody will, right? But Minnesota's like, okay, yeah, they're good. They just beat Iowa, but like, is this something you were thinking? Yeah, we could do this.
If I told you how I think about dual meets all the time, you'd probably laugh at me. And I don't know
Let's
if
hear
it's the
it.
right thing, but I could be sitting in my backyard July 4th, and I'm thinking about how we're going to match up with this guy. Can we win it this weight? If we win it this way, can we win it? And you have no idea what the lineups are going to be. But you
Right.
can only imagine now we get closer and closer to match time. Yeah, we need to win here. We might not win here. Maybe we get a major here. I don't know if it's the high school coach in me, but I'm always
Yeah.
thinking about adjustments and where we could get bonus and where we need to stay off our backs. And because I love the dual meet. So yeah, I think about it quite a bit. I knew, you always try to get against these type of opponents. You try to get to 5 and maybe bonus points somewhere take over. Maybe there's a big moment in a match, somebody catches somebody and there's a fall. So yeah, I look at it quite a bit, and it doesn't matter who we wrestle. I kind of look at the matchups, and we need to get here to win a dual meet, and that's just the way I go about it. It's important to me. So
Yeah. As this duel meet gets going, like you said, you got an upset right away at 25.
yeah,
I don't know, and 49 and 57. Was there a point when you were like, at 25, you get an upset, you're like, okay, there's a lot of things still got to go
yeah.
our way. But by the time you get to 49 or 57, or at what point maybe you're like, bro, this is
Uh,
possible still.
Yeah, we didn't do a great job at 41 with managing bonus points, so I thought, okay, a lot still got to happen. And then Andy Clark comes out and wins. I said, something's happening here tonight, boys. I can feel this is happening. And then Tony White in overtime beats Millard, and now it's real. Now it's real. Now we go into the break, and it's real. And I feel really good about our back end. We've been really good the past month wrestling on the back end. Our guys are getting better there, and I just have a feeling, other than 84, where we're really good, they're obviously very good,
Yeah,
but we're in every match and can win every match. So that's my mindset. And again, I'm not putting any anxiety on guys. This is just me and my staff talking, me thinking. Uh, but I started noticing right then and there something special was going to happen after Aiden Smith. Something really special was going to happen after Andy Clark. And then, man, we're going to win this dual meet after Tony White. That's kind of my mindset.
sure. And college duels, especially on the Big Ten Network, they go to a 10-minute break, right?
Yeah,
Do you guys
12
go in the
minutes.
bat
12 minutes.
12?
Longest 12 minutes of my life. Yeah.
Okay, a
But we
couple
sell a lot of
questions.
beer. We sell a lot of beer at Jersey Mike's Arena, so I get it. You got to do it.
They're pumped up.
Yeah.
Do you normally say much or anything to the team in between? And two, did you this time?
Never. I'm back there with
Never.
65 and 74. Most times they're on the center mat warming up with our coaches, but I
Yeah.
happen to be backstage with 65 and 74, Barbosa and Pinto after their warm up, so I get to spend a little bit more time with them. But it's mostly me running through all the scenarios. Do I want to go down at 165? That's what I'm thinking to myself. And of course, the match, we're down 1-0, so you got to go down, and we end up getting ridden out. So that was a mistake on my part, right? And it's something I thought about all week. And because of where we're at in the match, we put him down anyway, and he got rode pretty hard. So that's kind of what I'm thinking backstage. I'm not really talking to my guys. Again, they've heard enough during the course of the week. That's just my philosophy. Let them get warmed up, ready to go. Let them take center mat, make sure they're prepared.
All right. This next question. There's plenty of debate on this. Momentum. Is it real?
Yeah,
Is it not? Can the environment affect it? Right? Do you believe that momentum? Did you guys have
I
momentum? At the
do.
break and
Yeah, I do. I don't know if momentum carries to Friday night, right? This Friday night. I
sure.
think our guys they've been excited all week, but from match to match in a dual meet, I do. I felt like they fed off of Aiden Smith because of who he beat, right? Because on paper you're not supposed to win that technically.
Yeah.
So I think they started feeding off that, and then I think obviously after Tony White, yeah, I think there's a whole lot of momentum there, and everybody for the first time in a long time, 10 guys just battled so darn hard. Even when we didn't win, we just battled really, really hard. So I felt like they were feeding off each other and knew this could be a really good opportunity to get a huge win for the program, the university. Our athletic director's there. So there's a lot that goes into it. But I believe the momentum in a dual meet. Again, I don't know if it carries over week to week. I could tell you this week in practice is going to be high energy because everybody's fired up. Wins takes care of that. But again, I don't know if it carries that far. From an individual standpoint, you get in a rhythm of your wrestling good. It could carry for sure, but you still got to work every day. There's a lot that goes into it. But match to match in a dual meet, I'm a true believer. There's momentum there, and you feed off that crowd.
Sure. 184, obviously, Max McEnell is one of the top guys in the country. Gets a solid win, which brings you to 97, the deciding match, essentially. Um, I'm sure it's safe to assume nobody went up to your wrestler and said, "Hey, comes down to you," right? But how did you feel? Give me put me in your position of where your head's at and your emotions are walking into
Yeah.
197.
So again, I'm a realist, and again, I study it, I follow it, I watch it. I watch these guys all year long. I like to think I do enough scouting. I certainly watched every one of their duels, so
Yeah,
I know they're really good at heavyweight. I think our heavyweight's really good, and I think that match can go. That's 5-5 if they wrestle 10 times.
yeah,
But it would be really, really nice to close this out at 97. That's my mindset. I've had two or three duels come down to having to beat Gable Steveson, where it didn't work out, obviously, right? Or beating, I'm thinking about Ohio State, beating
yeah.
Feldman or beating Luffman, or it's always seems like it comes down to a heavyweight. So, man, it'd be really, really nice to close this thing out at 97. We have a really good guy. This is an even matchup. They have a pretty good guy. Felt good about we could win this match when you're sitting at home doing it on paper. This is one you feel like you could win. So I just wanted to close it out at 97, and they both wrestled a really. I mean, it was 1-1, but it was super exciting. There was flurries and scrambles and inside trips, and Nelson's so dangerous, and Remy just kept his composure. Was in on a couple shots. You're like, oh my god, just finish one of these. And even going back to Pinto, at 74, that got squirrely. I thought we really need to win this. Like, just let's do what we're supposed to do, and we're going to win this duel. That's what I'm thinking in the corner, kind of sitting there, putting my hand in my head. That's just me doing my thing. But I knew we need to win at 97. I wanted to end it there. I still feel like we can win at heavyweight, but that was my mindset for sure.
Sure. And we're going to play a clip. I'm sure you've seen this. It was a lot of excitement in that 197 match. Greg, whenever you're ready, we can play it because this is kind of the end here. And
Yeah.
man, this is an exciting scene. Like
Yeah.
that, right? That
Yeah.
says so much. The whole
It's
bench.
just been a long time. Yeah. It's been a long time coming. I'm a big emotional guy anyway. I love big wins. It's good to be on the other side of that for sure. Remy's such a great person, so well spoken. He did a great job in the press conference. He's done a good job in some of these podcasts, talking about. There's our athletic director there in the background with her husband, just getting involved. She's from LSU, so she's just really getting into this wrestling stuff. So that's pretty cool. And what a moment for this kid who just does it right, lives the right way, does every little thing the right way. So, yeah, the emotion is. Listen, I don't know if this ever changes with dual meets. I don't know if we ever go to a true national duel. I've been dying on this hill. I've been a very, very outspoken about it. I just love that atmosphere. There's about 5,000 people in that arena. 2,500 of them are there for a dual meet, an hour and a half, and they get the heck out of there and they just want a great experience. They're not there for the national tournament. They don't want to be there all day in a gym, but they can relate to rooting for a team and a dual meet. So I just really get into the duels. Uh, I love them. Does it mean anything? No, not really. It just we won a duel, and it was great for our program and our university. We got to continue to get better, but those type of moments, and you never know what guy it's going to be. You never know, like how important was Andy Clark and Tony White, and maybe they're not standing on the top of the podium in March, but man, they were a huge part of not only what we did Friday night, but what we did last year with Illinois and so many big duels. They're a huge part of that, and they can't really take that moment away from those guys. So I think about that quite a bit. Dual meets are really important.
Well, yeah, and do they matter? Is a very subjective. Like, do they matter? Do
Yeah.
they points carry to March? No, but do they matter? Do your fans? Did your fans have a great experience? Did maybe recruits see this and are they gonna listen a little bit more when you call? Or like, it does matter in
It
different ways.
matters.
So it doesn't
Yeah.
matter in the sense of crowning the whatever, but it does. They are significant moments in the
We've talked to
sport.
all of our recruits. You're right, and just the atmosphere, wanting to wrestle in that arena. It's the one thing we could really, really sell. We're one of the few schools fortunate to do it in front of 5,000-6,000 every single night. So yeah, all these clips you're seeing, the clip you just shown, that's going to be sent to our recruits and a lot of the people that follow Rutgers wrestling. And it's no coincidence, right? There's a national following now, which is great. There's a California following now, which is great. We recruit there quite a bit. We got 3 guys on our team from Cali, and that's the only time they really get to see us is moments like that. So, what a great moment for the program and for our athletic department.
Yeah, we got another clip. I would imagine you just see this one, Greg. You're going to play it. This is right after the duel. So I'm guessing you didn't know this was going to happen.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they do that. Yeah, my wife got me thick of it. But yeah, we get into it, man. We love our guys, and I think they feel the same passion, not just me. I mean, our whole staff is involved in that, and our, Zach Elam, our resident athlete, Sammy Sasso, our resident athlete, Coach Kiss. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that go into something like this, and uh, you don't see it before, but my mom is a huge wrestling fan. She's been following wrestling for 40, 50 years and hasn't missed a duel, but I get a moment with her before that, and then my wife is on the mat. So they just live and die with this, and it is what it is. I'm sorry she got caught up in that whole Gatorade or water bath, but she was wearing a white T-shirt too. I said, "Whoa, we got to go put something on before we take you out tonight." So we took care of that, and she has a good time with it. She loves our boys. I don't know if she knows much wrestling after 30 years of me doing this, but she loves our guys, and to her, that's the most important thing, to see them happy. It's what it's all about. So it's good that she got an opportunity to spend that, share that moment with the team.
Yeah, you see the coach all the time. I don't know if I've ever seen the coach's wife, get spilled over this. She wasn't too upset. I'm sure she was
No,
probably happy to be there, right?
yeah.
Oh
Yeah, she was
man.
happy. Like I said, she's into the duel. She gets behind the bench for every match, every home match. So she lives and dies with the wins and the losses, and that's all part of it. I'm not sure why she even came out to the match. She's really never done that. So obviously a pretty big win. So and they keep going with the water bucket over the head. They got to stop doing that. The thing's ice cold. So it's all good. They were happy. I'm happy. But we got to move on. So we're moving on, but it was a good moment.